Hi guys, my name is Opie. I'm a prop trader from Rochard, and I'm here to give you daily crypto analysis and market analysis of the whole market. So let's just jump straight right into the chart. We go into the Bitcoin USD perpetual chart on the Rochard platform, and we can see as following my video from yesterday, we are still range bounding at 85 $387 right now, and we have just been moving sideways for the past 1 week plus kind of, and which makes it boring for us to repeat the same narrative over and over again. But we are steadfast and we remain in this market, and we continue to watch the market, to look at the price action. We can see we are ranging above the 200 EMA and the 50 MA moving averages, and also on the RSI we are at 53.6, and it looks like we are pointing towards the upside, and it looks like it looks in the near term we might be heading towards an upside, to an immediate upside, and that will give us confirmation for the next movement. But we wouldn't be making any move right now because, first of all, we are in the weekend and there's always high volatility during the weekend, and also we have public holiday because of the Good Friday, and the Easter Monday is public holiday in the US and most traditional markets. So there's not much activity in traditional markets, so it's highly volatile. This is highly volatile period, so we should be cautious of that, and we should take note of we should always maintain our risk levels, because we don't want to get wiped out, and we should always have dry powder on the side so that we'll be able to trade another day, and we live to fight another day in case we get liquidated or we lose money trading this kind of movement. So for now, I'm just remaining on the sidelines watching this market. As we have said and have stated many times, we are trading between 80,000 thereabout to 86,000 thereabout, and for me personally, my own confirmation that will long the market is once I get a confirmation on my trend line that I've drawn, as you can see in the chart below, in front of you, at 88,500. So once we confirm that, we'll be heading towards a much more bullish structure on the chart. Moving quickly to Solana, we look to be heading towards a better upside. Solana looks like a better chart compared to the Bitcoin. It looks RSI looks to be pointing towards the upside, so it looks like Solana is even moving faster and is a faster horse in this current race. And it looks like better trade right now on Solana, and looks to be heading to at least the 150 range. At 150, it would be good to take a profit and watch for further confirmation for further upward movement. Looking at XRP looks to also be range bounding right now at $2 thereabout plus, but we look to confirm the EMA, the 200 EMA close, which will be around $1.9. So once we do that confirmation, or we break the trend, or the moving average, we would know, we would be ready to make. But just to follow up on XRP, because there's a lot of bullish fundamental on XRP chart, and XRP is just showing a lot of bullish structure and a lot of fundamental analysis that is backing up the XRP chart right now. So we have to pay attention to that, because XRP has about 10 applications that has been filed for an ETF in America, and this is even surpassing major altcoins like Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. And Solana has a lot of bullish momentum on its side. Apart from that, Solana has also outperformed ETH for the last 5 months, and it also has active addresses of about 490% since 2022. So that is signaling to us that XRP is going to be a huge player moving forward. So we pay attention to that, because we are here to make money, and we are here to ride the upside of whatever narrative tokens and the crowd is chasing, and we want to benefit and trade based on that. Moving along, we look at the fear and greed index. We are at 32. slightly below the fear of yesterday. So it shows us that sentiment is still low right now in the market, and moving on to the altcoins and the broader markets as a whole, we see there's a lot of green in the markets right now. So that gives us more confidence that there's a lot of activity happening during this weekend, and we still pay attention to it. We can see there's a lot of, if you just look at it from the overview, you can see there's a lot of AI coins, tokens that are green on the day. RWA, I can see right here. I can see Hex is doing well, which has woken up because the SEC has just cleared, or they're about to clear, the cases they had against X and the founder Richard Hart. And we see FET, also an AI token. Trump meme coins too are waking up. Fatcoin too, also a meme coin that has woken up from yesterday and previous days, which was really down on the day. We move quickly ahead, and just to give you some other narrative back on the Bitcoin charts, fundamental news on Bitcoin, which shows us clear bullish momentum that is coming up for Bitcoin. Is a 1.6 trillion dollar asset, like Pierre Rochard has said, and Anthony Pompliano has also said, another OG in this space, has also been saying that we are still early today. So we should just know that there's a lot of fundamental backing Bitcoin, and we are in the right space at the right time right now. So we just need to pay attention and to be patient. Sometimes in trade, we allow the trade to come to us, and patience a lot of the time is a skill in this market, because now it's time for us to accumulate and just to watch and let the trade come to us. And when the trade is ready for us, we take a trade and we make money on the upside. And just to complement that further, we have seen that BlackRock bought another 30 million worth of Bitcoin this week, which is a stamp of institutional approval and institutional confidence giving us. 170,000 Bitcoin has moved from mid-term holders to and signaling a strategic repositioning ahead of macro inflection points. We also see Bitcoin volumes have been surging from 2 billion per day to about 6 billion per day, and retail insert has spiked. So all of this is just giving us a bullish momentum for Bitcoin, and showing us that Bitcoin has become the digital gold, and something of it's moving ahead to be much more of a risk-off kind of asset instead of a risk-on asset, which we are still in at this moment. So we just hold, and we are expecting all these developments to happen in Bitcoin further along the line. We look at Crypto Rover, which is telling us that Bitcoin has been 7% up since the elections, while comparing that to the stock market, it has been down 20%. And that is just showing us the big decoupling of Bitcoin from traditional assets, which we're expecting in the near term, and we'll be expecting that to be developing further down the line. And Santiment, another very good platform used for on-chain analytics and technical and fundamental analysis, also is showing us that Bitcoin key stakeholders have been accumulating of over 13.45 million, and you can see in the chart below, people have just been accumulating since April. The volatility on wallets have been continuing to rise, and all these guys are holding. So we too are also doing the same thing by holding and accumulating as much as Bitcoin. We also see another Swedish company is also accumulating Bitcoin in their treasury, while we also see and they want to also turn to some sort of the micro strategy of Europe. And we also see a warning that Crypto Rover is giving us, that rate cuts are coming very, very soon. Trillions will enter crypto, and altcoins will explode. And we see consumer sentiment, while at the same time when all of this is happening, we are seeing that consumer sentiment is declining by age, and that is not good for the market. That's showing us that a lot of people are losing faith and losing focus and belief in this product. But we as traders, this is why we are here, showing up every day, because we believe in this, and we know that there's a lot of money to be made from Bitcoin, the upside, even downside, as traders. Because right now we are in a current state whereby holders are actually losing, except you are willing to hold long term. But this is beneficial for traders like me and you that are trading these markets, because at whatever direction the market is moving, we can make money from it. That's the beneficial aspect of being a trader in this market. And we see that Arizona is also one vote away from turning Bitcoin, from enacting Bitcoin in as a strategic reserve tool in their coffers, and that is also showing us a very, 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 very bullish sentiment. So that's, imagine the contrast between that and sentiment going down, consumer sentiment going down, but institutional sentiment is going up. So where do we want to be? We want to be on the side of the institutions trading the way and making money while all of this is happening. Following from that, we look at BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, has also published a report, a very, very bullish report on Bitcoin, stating that cryptocurrencies and DeFi have this. You can download this from the BIS report, and it's talking about cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance, and it says a lot of lovely facts and statistics on Bitcoin. But I just want to focus. Of course, it's too long for us to read in this preview and in this our video, but I'll just give you a snippet of what they just said, and I've written that somewhere else after going through the document. And what they really stated in this document is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and DeFi have reached a critical mass and have begun to pose potential risks to the traditional financial system, which could exacerbate the gap between the rich and the poor. The report recommends further research into the role of DAOs in governance, their impact on financial stability and regulatory involvement, and examines the impact of tokenizations on financial stability, including the systemic risks of closer links between DeFi and TradFi. So they are spotting all these things out. We should take advantage. They specifically mention things like DeFi, things like NFTs, things like RWAs, which are real world assets, and AI. So all those sectors and all those narratives are us as smart traders to pay attention to all those narratives that will blow up and position ourselves before any movement, so that we take advantage of any movement on either side of the trade. We move along to Kobayashi letters saying what Powell and with the prediction market, talking about the prediction markets, whether Powell will be out, because right now we are trading in an environment where we are a lot based on news and news sentiment, and we see that prediction markets has given Powell being out as the Federal Reserve Chair this year to be a 25% chance. So that's a very, very low chance that he's going to be outed as the Federal Reserve Chairman. And of course, because Trump has been calling out for him to be out because he's not reducing rates, he's not cutting interest rates. And frankly speaking, I don't think Trump will be able to get him out as the Federal Reserve Chairman, because Trump has to go against the law, and the law, because the Federal Reserve is an independent institution from not to be affected and not to be impacted by anything that the US government wants to do. So Trump is trying to find a go around this, but so I think that might be a tall order for him to be able to accomplish. So prediction markets, and I strongly listen to the prediction markets, because they're usually right at least 80 to 90% of the time. We move along to this tussle that is still going on between the USA and China and all these tariffs, and it can get confusing, and is also giving us a lot of uncertainty, which the market doesn't like. The market never trades on, and it is also not beneficial for us as traders to trade based on an uncertainty market, because that means a trade can move, the price action can move against us, and we don't want to be caught on the losing side, or we don't want to be caught against what the market is doing. And we see one time Trump is saying that he spoke to Xi, and he has good relationships with them, and everything is going good, like he's saying here. But what do we see later? For the suspend shipments of F-150 trucks to China. So this is giving us uncertainty, because we hear one bullish news one time, we hear bearish news almost immediately. That is giving us uncertainty across the market and really nothing to work with, which makes us as traders very, very difficult to predict and to understand where the market is going. Right now, we just conclude this our video take with Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, telling us and explaining to us a much more geopolitical and global governance type of perspective on where we should be at this current stage of the changing monetary system that we are going through, which of course is bringing about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin as the main one. So let's just listen to it.
You have to ask for permission from. Number one, we discussed a little bit, which is the government. The government is very similar to number two, which is a corporation. The difference is the government has a monopoly on violence. It has an army. It can force you to do things through weapons. While you may think you own a piece of property, or you own a piece of clothing, or anything that you feel like you have ownership over, it's actually just a lease from the government. They're giving you permission to continue to own it. They can seize it at any point if you do something that is against their policy or against their laws or against their rules. So there is no true ownership with this monopoly of violence.
So this is just explaining to us that we are partaking, us as traders, especially in the cryptocurrency markets, and we believe in Bitcoin and we believe in the decentralized model. The decentralized model is obviously better and much more favors us as retailers, as consumers and users and holders of this. It favors us more because we are in a decentralized model. We favor, of course, a decentralized model because with Bitcoin you can move money anywhere. The government doesn't control you, and who wants to be controlled by anyone? We want to live as individual sovereign beings, and Bitcoin gives us the power to do that. That's why we're in this market, and also as traders, to trade this market either up or down and to make money. That's why we're here every day giving videos like this, making sure we are right here on time, making sure we are going to take advantages of any move, either long or short. We are here to make money. Zero to Ferrari. Let's go. See you.